guys, welcome back here with my channel. Today I'm going to be reading back with Friendship According to Humphrey, and last time we left off on chapter 1 when Humphrey, when some changes in Rule 26 sort of mixed up. And we're going to read today's chapter 2, Inside Pet. I'd had bad days before. The worst day was when Miss Mac left. She was the substitute teacher who found me at Pet-O-Rama and brought me to room 26. She almost broke my heart by moving to Brazil, which is so far away, and also overcome problems before, like getting Mrs. Frisbee and her husband Bert to go from not liking me to liking me a whole lot. But I never had a problem like this, how to make friends with a frog. Back in my early days at Pet-O-Rama, I'd met guinea pigs, mice, rats, gerbils, and chinchillas in the small pet department. If there were frogs around, they must have been over with the fish and less interesting pets. After school was over, Mrs. Frisbee gathered up her coat, gloves, and books, walked over to Og and me, and said, "Well, fellows, you're on your own tonight. Have fun." And with that, she left. I called it the first night I was alone in room 26. As it slowly got dark outside, I slowly got scared inside. I would have liked a friend to talk to that night, but maybe Og felt the same way, like Tabitha. Og was new to the class, and I thought I should try and make friends with him. Mrs. Frisbee had said it's not easy to be new. You should always listen to your teacher. "Don't worry, Og," I squeaked to him. "They'll all be back tomorrow, and Aldo will be here later." I waited for an answer. All I heard was silence. I knew he probably couldn't understand me still. I'd learned to understand what humans said, and for the most part, they seemed to understand me when I chose to squeak up. Surely, I could do as well with a frog. I decided to try again. "Can you hear me?" I squeaked as loud as possible. Either he couldn't hear me or he was just plain rude. I couldn't see him all that well from the cage. With my wheel, my ladders, tree branches, sleeping house, and since I knew Aldo wouldn't come to clean the room for hours, I decided to introduce myself as an experienced and well-loved classroom pet. I could share my wealth of knowledge about the schedule, the students, and the studies in room 26. All could come to me for advice whenever he wanted. After all, you can learn a lot by taking care of another species, like Miss Mac told me. Surely that includes frogs. I usually open the door to my cage. It has a lock that doesn't lock, however. I'm the only one who knows about it. To humans, it looks like it's tightly latched, but trust me, it's not. "I'm coming over, Og," I announced again. There was no response. Scampered over to me in my new roommate anyway. Plastic had a big dish of water on one side and pebbles and plants on the other. There was a screen over top sitting under a large green plant with a large green lump. Tiptoed over close to John, peered in. The lump was even uglier than I first thought, at least compared to me. After all, I'm a golden hamster with soft fur, dark and squinting eye, and pink and little pink nose. Intelligent such as Miranda Golden and Say Master have told me I am cute. This odd thing, on the other hand, was a sickening shade of green with bowling eyes and not a bit of fur on him. Even worse, he had a huge mouth as wide as his whole body that curved up and at the ends as if he were grinning. He didn't look happy, just creepy. I tried not to shudder. "Allow me to introduce myself. I am your neighbor, Humphrey. Humphrey," I squeaked as politely as possible. No answer. Maybe he couldn't hear me. After all, he didn't have any cute rounded ears like me. He didn't seem to have ears at all. But at least he could see what I was acting in friendly manner. Og stepping closer. I squeaked a bit louder. Then, even though we don't know each other, I'm happy to extend a paw of friendship. Then, with no warning out, Olga lunged right at me and let out a very loud boing. I must have leaped a foot backward. I couldn't get through the glass, but goodness, he startled me. I was only trying to be friendly, I told him, backing up toward my cage. Boing! He sounded like a broken guitar string. Sneaked a peek at him. What was grin, a leer, or a sneer? Heart still pounding as I darted back into my cage, slammed the door behind me. Some friend Ark was scaring me like that. I tried to put myself in his shoes, like Mrs. Brisbane said, but he didn't wear any. Neither did I. Well, that mattered. I grabbed a tiny notebook and pencil from behind my mirror. Sam gave them to me. No one in room 26 knew about them. No one knew I could read and write. Writing helps me sort out my thoughts, and I had a lot of rolling around my brain night. Not all of them nice. Scribbled away for several hours, and all was pretty quiet except for some annoying splashing. Goodness, I can manage to groom myself and drink of water without making that such noise. Suddenly the room filled with blazing light, and I heard from there a clang, clang, clang. It was the Longfell school custodian, Otto Amto. Be of good cheer, cause Otto's here, a voice. And that's Otto, my friend, I speak as I jumped on. My wheel began spinning happily. Otto parked his clean car near the door and clumped over to my cape. Happy New Year, Humphrey. You're looking handsome and healthy, told me. Otto's true friend. And you the same, I squeaked back. Who's your buddy? Otto glanced at Og. Hey, I know you, the frog from down the hall. What are you doing here? You don't watch it now, I squeaked. I'll turn at me. Calm down, I brought you something. He reached into his pocket and unwrapped the most beautiful tiny tomato I've ever seen. I cried. Thanks, Otto, I squeaked as I tucked the treat in my cheek pouch. You're welcome, Humphrey. Otto looked over at Ong again. Sorry, I don't know what frogs eat. You don't want to know that either, he assured him. Otto grabbed a paper bag and pulled a chair up close to me. May I join you for dinner, he asked. He didn't need to talk. We'd share many happy evenings while he took his dinner break. I took a deep breath, giving off a pleasant smell of cactus and pine spray. He smelled the way I imagined a forest smells, somewhere way, way, way back in time. Wild hamster must have lived in forests, down in sweet earth, piles of rotting leaves and fallen pine cones. Well, all those smelled like home. Mind if we have a little talk, he asked? Of course I did. I've been trying to get old Lumpy to talk all evening. I got something to tell you, Humph. Remember how I gave my girlfriend Maria an engagement ring for Christmas? Well, I got bigger news. On New Year's Day, she and I ran off and got married. He held up his left hand. I got a gold band glittered on one finger. I hope you'll be happy, 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 I squeaked with delight. Thanks, pal. I know I told you that you would be at my wedding, but we decided to get hitched quickly. You understand, he asked. Naturally, I squeaked yes. Now I'd helped them get together in the first place, and when I met Maria, she was nice as Alda. Yup, I'm an old married man now. You're happy, but I'm sure thinking, Humphrey, I like this job, but it doesn't pay a whole lot. I'll pause and chew a bite of a sandwich. I would have kids and a house and maybe raise a couple of hamsters of my own. If fine with me as long as he didn't raise any frogs. I sure would love to have my evenings free to spend with my family. Pal, I've got to find a way to get a better job. I'll continue. You can do it, I squeaked. Otto was quieter than usual as he finished his dinner. Spun on my wheel to entertain me, but he was lost in thoughts. Finally, he folded up his bag. Because I'm not good company tonight, Humphrey. He bet that frogs makes better conversation than I do. Fat chance, I squeaked. Get it? After Otto cleaned the room and left, I did some thinking. Personally, I believe Otto was already as fine a human as I've ever seen. I miss him if he was somewhere else, but he was my friend, so if he wanted a better job, I wanted to help him. I started jotting down ideas in my notebook and lost track of time. Later, I heard splashing. I almost forgot about who next door. Hey, what's shaking, Og? I called out to him. Maybe he thought over his bad behavior and wanted to apologize for his bad manners. There was no reply. This splish, splash, splish. Online, the idea of being covered in water is disgusting to me. I prefer to groom myself the time-honored way, using the tongue, teeth, paws, and toenails. I thoroughly clean myself every day. There's no scientists love to watch me. At least they did before Google Eyes came along. As if I had to share a table with them, I figured I'd try again to be friendly. Having a nice bath, I said. There was no answer, not even another slash, but there was another sound, the crickets. So they were alive after all. Og, would have I eat noisy food? My Nutri-Nubbles and Mighty Meals didn't make a sound until I crunched down on them, but the crickets, whom I actually felt sorry for, made a funny singing sound. Chirp, chirp. Apparently they weren't nocturnal like me. It was going to be a long night when noisy crickets and a silent frog. I hopped on the wheel and tried to spin my intuition away. It didn't work. Work. Okay, it didn't work. I was just playing jokes. The only way to have friend is be one. And that's the end of chapter 2. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.